Hey, how's it going, everyone? I'm Caleb from Cubo Gaming, and well, the holiday season is here. And if you're anything like me, it's that time to binge Christmas movies and listen to Christmas music. But what about Christmas games? Well, if we're being completely honest here, developers just don't make Christmas games. I mean, you can't really blame them, but regardless, there are still some Christmas games out there, and this video specifically focuses on the free Christmas games that you can get on Steam. There isn't any particular order for this list since there are only so many free Christmas games out there, but I wanted to start out with Fork Parker's Holiday Profit Hike. The name of the game is absolutely ridiculous, but other than that, the game is actually really good. So the premise of the game is that you play as Fork Parker, a businessman in a company that's failing in its fourth quarter sales. You apparently then go and find random bundles of cash while climbing a mountain or something. Anyway, the game is really fun. At first, it appears to be an endless game, but you eventually can reach the top of the mountain, and I've seen reports of people finishing the game in about 2 hours or so. I actually feel this game is extremely refined. I love the little animations that the character does, and the grappling hook implementation works super well. I don't know, with all the animations and the refined gameplay, it actually had a really good feel to it. Honestly, the game is a fun little platformer and a good option to play during this holiday season. So I'll say that Long Live Santa probably has the most replayability out of all of the games in this list. This game is one you can play with friends a lot. So basically, there's one map where multiple Santas are thrown in with the single goal of slaughtering one another until the one and only Santa is left. And during each match, there are care packages that drop and they'll give you an advantage. There are candy cane bows, katanas, and reindeers. With these added power-ups, it can get pretty chaotic. I also never had trouble finding a match, and the nice thing is that you can make your own matches too. And again, Long Live Santa is probably the one you'll find the most replayability in, and it's definitely worth the download. Also, if you are liking the video so far, be sure to subscribe and join the community. We're always trying our best to put out good content, and we're really trying to grow the channel. But anyway, back to the list.
Everywhere I played, all marked as ocean.
Okay, so I may be cheating on this one. The Imagine Leviathan isn't exactly a Christmas game, but it is winter themed, and I certainly would play this during the Christmas season, so please don't murder me in the comments. So this game revolves around a lot of interesting and surprisingly deep concepts. You basically wander around and find what's called life and use it to fuel your campfire. Now, the game has no real direction, but you somehow seem to always get to where you're supposed to go. And it's also important to keep in mind that the game isn't that long at all. It took me about maybe an hour, and I've seen some other people, if they explore a little longer, maybe a couple hours at most. But, instead, it's more of an experience. But since it's free, there isn't really anything to lose here. I know this one was a little bit far-fetched, but I actually think if it's given a chance, you'll be happy you tried it out. This last game I wanted to mention is Secret Santa. This game is actually kind of addicting, if I'm being completely honest. So the game is essentially a stealth game where you avoid parents, dogs, and even rifle-wielding grandmas, all in the hopes of delivering your gifts to the Christmas tree and getting out alive. And, the game sounds really basic, but when you get into the harder difficulty levels, you actually need to be strategic with how you go about the level. Sometimes there are these gift boxes that you can use to hide in when a threat is near you. And what adds to the strategy aspect is that you have 3 sleep potions, and these are used to put any of the threats to sleep. But because you only have 3 of these potions, it forces you to be careful with who you decide to knock out and who you decide to let roam. I found this part of the game to be really fun. Also, the dogs in the game are a nice mix-up too. If you get caught by one, they absolutely maul you to death. It's actually pretty jarring when you first get caught in the game. And also, the game honestly has a lot of content too. You basically go down Santa's list, and as you progress, the lists get worse and the levels get harder. Naturally, you start out with the nice list, then you go to the naughty list, then Krampus list, Mars list, Krampus mode, and finally the added Halloween list. I love how this game looks, I love how it plays, and I love the concept around it. And I really like how the progression works. I had a lot of fun with this game, and this one, if not for any other on the list, is one you have to try. Alright, I think that's going to be it for this list. I know it was a short one, and I kind of stretched for one of them, but I think for the ones I have, they are all worth your time, and I know I will be playing some of them for the holidays. If you like the video, leaving a like and subscribing is always a huge help to the channel. And don't forget to join our Discord server. It's constantly growing and we always appreciate it when new people join.